most important fact is the drummer who hits the drum, how he hits the drum. You can't beat the sound into a drum, you have to pull the sound out of the drum. My name is Udo Masshoff. I'm the drum specialist on Studio Drummer. Unfortunately, most people don't know much about drum tuning, but this is really the most important aspect of a drum sound, the tuning of both heads. The Teldec studio, I think it's the biggest studio in Berlin. They have a selection of about 450 vintage microphones.
Can you play the closed hi-hat right hand?
On the first day, the drummers are all very enthusiastic. On the second day, they're kind of melt down. On the third day, they want to go home.
Okay, let's go with the high velocity now.
It's like hitting the hi-hat in different dynamic ranges. And imagine you're sitting here for 8 or 10 hours every day.
Okay, great, that's all we need.
The Stadium kit is a great, monster, powerful drum kit that just beefs up any rock production. I mean, that room is perfect for the Stadium kit, you know. You have lots of reflection, just sounding big. To get more attack and more focus out of the toms, I tuned the bottom heads a little higher than the top heads. Therefore, the tone kind of projects a little more and jumps out. That's the way John Barnum or all the jazz drummers actually were tuning their drums. This kit is called the session kit. If you have a pop production, you need mostly a nice tone of the toms and attack without a big sounding room. My favorite kit is the garage kit because it's just dirty, plain, right in your face. Here we go. This is drummer rule. With that kit, I removed all the resonant heads, which is very uncommon, unusual these days. That's what they did back in the late 60s and during the 70s. I had in mind Queens of the Stone Age meet Phil Collins, because Phil Collins still to this day uses concert toms, and Phil Collins always has a thunderous, enormous, fat drum sound. With the kick drum recording, we used the Yamaha Sub-Kick microphone. It's not a real microphone, it's basically a 10-inch speaker. And if you turn the face around and put that in front of the front head of the bass drum, it will capture all those incredible low frequencies. The snare drum bleed, that's a great option. I really like that because of the fact that you can make the sampled toms and the snare drum more into sounding like a natural kit. I just demonstrate you this. If the snares are on and you hit a drum, you will hear the snare wires. If I switch it off, usually that's what you hear on standard drum libraries, just sampled tom sounds, but it will never sound like a natural kit. If a cymbal has been played 10, 20 years, all the dirt and dust is kind of buried into the cymbal. If I'm in the studio and have brand new cymbals, and I think they're a little too high frequency, I squash them a couple of times. And sometimes I just go into the backyard and bury them.